Okay, guys, so in today's lesson, we're going to be building this pyramid. I just broke it, but we're going to be building a pyramid. And I'm going to put my trust in you a little bit in this lesson so you can understand the code. Because you guys are capable of building this by yourself, actually, if you have enough time. You know all the things you need to know for this yourself. So the bottom layer has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Has 11 blocks. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we have here will be 7, here will be 5, here will be 3, here will be 1. So there's a few things you need to know. Mainly that the hardest part of this code will be number 1 here, number 2 here, and number 3 here. And they all have a relationship to each other. So you need to make sure that we set this number to the correct number so that it makes a pyramid big enough. And then depending on what we set here, we have to set our repeat function to an appropriate number. And then we need to make sure that this is always -2 because it's going to reduce by 2 blocks each time this repeat function is run. Okay. Now, even though I set the variable to 10, why is it that it's 11 this way? Why is that 11? Well, coding languages don't count from 1, they count from 0. Well, most of them count from 0. So it's actually 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is actually 11 digits, right? So that's actually 11 numbers between 0 and 10 if we count 0, right? That's why it's 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, and 1 at the top. If you do mess it up, 2 things will happen. Well, I think 2 things will happen. One is it's either going to stop before it's completed, or it's going to carry on for too long, and it's going to go up and up and up and up and up and build an inverted pyramid, which isn't what we want. Just so you know, it isn't what we want. So let's take a look and build it step by step. So these 2 pieces of code are really easy. I think you guys understand this. Right? All we're saying is as soon as the code starts, set the size to 10, and we make a variable by clicking this. We click make variable, we type it in, and then we can drag that right here, or in other places you can drag it to. Okay, perfect. So we have this size variable set to 10, and we have RL, the chat command RL, now teleports the agent to the player and sets this sandstone block in the inventory. What I want you to do, actually, is a lot of you guys tend to do the entire thing and then just run it, which is not what I want. I want you guys to do step by step, as it is in the worksheet. So, what does that mean? Well, that means we actually did it something like this. That's the first piece of code you're going to have. All right, and now if I run this, let's take a look and see what happens. I'll type in RL, if I can type, there we go. Now I type in pyramid. Here we go. What's it going to do? Okay. Well, it's building a very, very large, a very large pyramid, or a very large square. But it essentially makes our foundation for our pyramid. It's going to stop right at the end. So if you run this step by step, you'll do this, you'll get to this point and you'll think, oh, well, what do I need to do to cross this gap? And then you'll think about it, and you'll think about what you need to do, but you won't know how to do it in code, which is fine. That's where we come into the testing phase or the playing phase, which is add move up by 1, so it'll go up. And then we're going to adjust the size so that it goes to the right place. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Before we do that, let's make it smaller, just so it's way easier to see what we're doing. Okay, now that's the pyramid. Okay, so we'll do RL, pyramid again. Okay, what's it going to do now? 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even though I set it to 5, it's actually doing 6 because it counts from 0. Now it's going to go up. Okay, now it's completed this. But if we just move forward now, because what we could do is we could say, oh, let's change the size of the variable by -2, and then we just need to repeat this a few times. Okay, let's try that. Let's try what happens. Let's see what happens if we do that. Put that side there. Okay. We'll do RL. We'll do pyramid. Let's see what's going to happen when we do that. It's not going to be what you expect. So when we do this step by step, we actually see what we need to do for the next part of the code, and we can think of the solution. Instead of just copying what I'm doing, you'll actually know what's happening. You can figure it out yourself. Okay, so you can see it's building the pyramid. This is a pyramid, right? But it's building it on the same line. We actually want to move it one to the right, if we're looking at it this way, each time the pyramid runs. And that'll make a perfect pyramid, right? This is like a weird pyramid that we've built so far. Okay. And this is what I'm talking about when it does weird things if you make it go on for too long, right? Now it's making like a weird hourglass shape or hourglass pyramid. Looks quite cool though, but okay, fine. Anyway, so we can't do that. Okay, so let's move forward. Well, if we move forward, it's going to make a block going forward, which is what we don't want to. We've got to put this in between here too. And then maybe we can put this there, right? Obviously, in the lesson, I want you to do step by step. I want you to figure it out. I want you to actually work this through so you understand what each piece of code does. So let's test this. We're going to set this to 4 just so it's like really quick. We do RL. Have a pyramid. There we go. Ooh, it's not pyramid. That's pyramid. 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now so we go up. Okay, good. So it seems like now it's doing what it's supposed to do, which is make the pyramid. Okay, so I go up. But now it's doing some weird stuff, right? Okay. So why is that? Well, it's because of this. This needs to be set to maybe 3. And now it should work. So click RL, and then we click pyramid again, and we type in pyramid again. Now it's going to make our pyramid for us in the way that we want it to be made. Perfect. Here we go. Okay, amazing. It should stop right here. There we go. Wonderful. So you can see that this number, and this number all have a very important relationship. And if we change this number, well, we need to change this number too. This number can actually stay the same, but it's actually important for you to understand why it's -2 and not -5, for example. And that's all it is. That's today's code. So it's actually super simple. And you can make your pyramid. And then when you make a pyramid, what you can do is figure out a way that you can maybe build a base so that the structure is hollow. So then that you can go inside. Let me go to one we built earlier, where you can go inside, maybe make an entrance. And what do you see in pyramids? Well, you'll see treasure. You'll see maybe zombies, but there are mummies around, right? And you'll probably see torches, so you can start doing things like this. Where you put a torch inside. Here we go. Put that there. So the purple torch. You can make it a bit creepy. Okay, place. There we go. Okay. But I would like you to make yours bigger. Now, you'll be really tempted to make it bigger straight away. Don't do that. Do what I did. Make it small first. Understand the relationship. And then make a big one. Because if you're testing a big one, it takes a long time to test. We don't want that. Perfect. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The bonus for you guys would be to do something like this, where we have maybe, let's actually, and this isn't in the worksheet, so this would be something you need to figure out. But if we do, let's just do agent build. Can an agent build in this way? I don't think it can, but we could do something like this. Place, there we go. And we're going to say the sand at 1, actually we want the other one, we want this one, fill. There we go. With sand, there we go. We want to fill it from 0, 0, 0 to 10, 0, 10, I think. And let's do that here. Let's see what happens. Okay. So this might not work. Let's see. Okay. Now about the pyramid. Okay, so you can see that it actually fell down on the floor. So that isn't what we wanted. So this is the great thing about coding, right? We can figure out what we want. Okay. So what I wanted to do was make a little block for the pyramid. You can replicate a block, or rather a floor. You can replicate a floor by just going to ground right here and building it on the floor. That's fine too, right? And you can make it really big if you want to. You have to make sure you find a suitable place. Now, in your world, it's going to be flat. It's not going to be like this, so it'll be much easier. But there's other ways you can go around it. So that's the end of today's lesson, or today's video, rather. I hope you understand what we're doing today in our lesson. But if you don't, I'm there for you. And if you don't, I also want you to understand that you know everything that you need to know. We're not learning anything new. We're just using it in a different way, right? So it's like, think about a pencil. You already know how to use a pencil. But if I told you that you could now use pencil to throw out balloons and puncture balloons, well, you know what a pencil is, and you understand that you're going to hit it with a sharp point, right? So that's what we're going to do, which is going to be using the tool in a different way, or the tools we've learned in a different way. Okay, so guys, hopefully that was clear. I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Some of you today, some of you Saturday, some of you Sunday, some of you Wednesday too. But yeah, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys shortly. Bye bye.